Hello, this is my 16th lecture on integral calculus. I'm Sandra from the Department of Mathematics, the Graduate School College for Women. We are doing the definite integral. So here, some different kind of definite integral we are doing today. Suppose the integral over a to b x squared dx is given so as to find the sum. Here fx is equal to x squared. Now here is the formula for it. The fx dx can be written as limit h such that f a plus h plus f a plus h up to f a plus nh, where h tends to 0, n tends to infinity, and a b minus a, that is upper limit minus lower limit, is equal to nh. See here, fx dx can be written as limit of h and whatever written on your screen. H tends to 0, n tends to infinity, and it is equal to b minus a. Here, in place of here fx can be written as x square, so a plus h the whole square plus a plus 2h the whole square, and so on. So a plus h is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Here they have collected all the a square to a square together, so here there are n a's square, so combining them we can write it as n a square. Then if we collect 2ah from the first, we will get 1. For the second, we will get 2, and so on up to n. Then h square take common, we will get 1 square plus 2 square plus up to n square. So next step, n is that 2ah sum of n natural numbers can be written as n into n plus 1 by 2. So to let's cancel, we are left with n into n plus 1 into ah. Then summation of n square of n natural numbers, which is equal to n into n plus 1 into n plus 1. Then h square in by divided by 6, which is then plus h into h square. So after putting its value, that is nh in place of nh, we put b minus a, and we ultimately get 1 by 3 b cube minus a cube. Similarly, same way, fx is equal. For the second problem, it is ex. So limit e to the power fx plus h means e to the power x plus a plus h and a plus 2h, and so on up to e to the power a plus nh. Then taking common e to the power a plus h, and after solving we get, when h tends to 0, we will get whatever you can see on your book. Then yes, a to b cos x dx. Here fx is equal to cos x, so limit h of cos a plus h plus cos a plus 2h up to cos a plus nh. Then s is equal to cos a plus h plus cos a. Then multiplying both sides by 2 sin h by 2, we get, that is, and then 2 sin a into cos b. Putting the formula for 2 sin a into cos b for the series, we can get you whatever you can see on your screen, and then putting n tends to infinity and h tends to 0, the value, and nh is equal to b minus a, we can get sin b minus sin a. Now we will do the summation of series for some particular type of equation. Here limit n tends to 0, summation of r values are varying from 1 to n, 1 by n, 5 times function of r by n can be written as 0 to 1 5x into dx. So here see the examples: 1 n square by n square plus 1 to the power 3 by 2. Example 2. Now example, see the example 3. Now see the example 3 given on your screen. Limit of n plus 1, n plus 2 up to n plus n whole to the power 1 by n divided by n. Let y is equal to this one. So taking log on both sides, we can write log y is equal to 1 by n log n plus 1 plus log n plus 2 up to log 2n minus log of n. We know a by b, log of a by b is equal to log a minus log b. That's why minus log n. Now 1 by n log n plus 1 n plus 1 minus log n plus log n plus 2 minus log n. If I take 1 by n common throughout, then we can write this only. Then log 2n minus log n. So 1 by n log 1 plus log 1 plus 1 by n plus log 1 plus 2 by n, and so on. So r term becomes 1 by n log of 1 plus r by n. So limit of log y can be written as in the form that is 1 by n phi of r by n can be written as 0 to 1 phi of x dx. Here um, log y can be written as log of, that is phi of x, that is 1 plus log of 1 plus x into dx, limit 0 to 1. Now applying the integration by parts, we can get the value of y as 4 by e. Next, the problem 4 is given. So find the limit of n tends to infinity. The given series is given here. It is 1 by n can be written as n square by n cube. If we multiply it by n square, then the second one, as it is given, n square by n plus 1 whole square, and so on, and the last one can be written as n square plus n the whole cube. See the last term and the first terms. Again, I am saying see the first and the last term, which is in multiplied and divide, so that we can get a form. So general form of the rth term can be written as n square plus n plus r the whole cube. So this can be written as, when we take n common in the first, then n common, then 1 plus r by n whole cube, which can be written as 1 by n phi r by n, that is converted into 0 to 1 dx 1 plus x the whole cube, which upon integration gives the value 3 by 8. Now, see the example given. Limit n tends to infinity, and whatever given on your screen, please do the rest as your homework. Now, example 7, limit n tends to infinity, 1 plus 1 by n square into 1 plus 2 square by n square into 1 plus 3 square by n cube. So, which can be written as, taking log on both sides, we can say that log a is equal to 1 by n, because they are all multiplied. So when 1 by n, taking log, we can write it as 1 by n log of 1 plus r square, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, so 1 plus r square by n square, which when converted into limit 0 to 1 log of 1 plus x square, 1 by n log of phi x. So which is equal to log of 1 plus x square, which on integrating by parts we get the value, and then log a is converted into a by taking the log a is equal to the anti-log of that one, the right hand side. Next, the example 8, this is also very important. Say, see, a is equal to n factorial by n to the power n whole to the power 1 by n. So n factorial means 1, 2, 3 up to n whole to the power 1 by n to the power n. So 1 by n into 2 by n into 3 by n, because these are all multiplied 1 by n. Taking log on both sides, we can write it as 1 by n log of 1 by n plus log of 2 by n, and so on. This is equal to 1 by n log of r by n, which can be written as 0 to 1 log of x dx. Then integrating by parts and putting the values, we get A is equal to 1 by E. So today this much only. Thank you.